So I genuinely get called all sorts of things like Dana, Denia. One lady called me Dasha. I'm still wondering on that one, but it is what it is, right? So anyway, you can call me D or Coach D if you want to. You know me as Sonia. Hi. And so we're going to talk today a little bit about how investing in a coach transformed my life. I think that sometimes we see a story and we see like, oh, she's lost weight, great job, or whatever. I don't think that you realize what a win that is unless you actually know the backstory and what happened and what brought me into having a coach myself, what made me go that direction. And so you have to ask yourself, like, if you are, these are genuine questions that you need to ask yourself. Do you feel stuck? Have you been trying to lose the same 10 pounds over and over? Have you lost 1 pound? Have you gained 3 pounds? Have you done everything perfect for 4 straight weeks and not lost anything? Have you lost weight on the scale, but your body size hasn't changed? And if you answer to yes to any of those, it's possible that you just need some outside eyes. And so if you need outside eyes, you have to ask yourself, do you want to change? Because I'll have women sign up for my program and then decide, I kind of like staying chunky. And that's fine because it's a free country. And eventually you're going to be visiting your doctor more or whatever. But I get it. I totally get it. It is hard. It's hard to make change. But also, do you want help? Maybe you want to change, but you don't want help. And if you don't want help, you don't need a coach. You don't need to waste your money or time on a coach, right? Because we put all of ourselves into this. This is my entire livelihood and this is who I am, right? So, but if you answered yes to any or all of those questions, like, am I stuck? Do I need help? Do I want help? Um, do I want to change? If you answered yes, then you probably do need a coach. And I'm going to tell you what led me to Coach T. So I around 2016, I put on about 10 pounds that year. I was going through divorce. I was struggling with a deep depression, suicidal thoughts, one attempted suicide, stuff like that, right? Really rough time in my life. And I don't say that lightly. I just kind of want to give you where my headspace was because I attributed my weight gain to depression. Can you see where that would have happened? So I didn't necessarily turn to food. I have a tendency to turn to alcohol first, and then alcohol leads me to food. So one drink generally can lead me to food because it lets my inhibitions down and it takes down my guard and it takes down my discipline, honestly, quite frankly. So having said that, I don't necessarily feel like I was drinking a lot or anything at that time, but I did put on about 10 pounds that year. 10 pounds is not a big deal. But fast forward 5 more years. And by the beginning of 2021, I was now 50 pounds overweight. And that became something scary. So over a period of about 18 months, I was doing doctor appointment after doctor appointment. I was struggling with very, very high blood pressure. I did not feel well ever. I woke up feeling bad. I felt bad all day. I sat down as soon as I got home. I had no energy to do anything at all. And that was every day for me. And so I would get up, go teach my classes, come home. My family had nothing for me because I didn't have anything left to give them because my body was feeling so bad because it was trying to keep me alive through that high blood pressure. I started taking blood pressure medicine and I started going to doctor's appointments because there was nothing wrong with anything else in my body. I've always been a little bit borderline cholesterol, thank you, genetics, but there was nothing else. And so I had a heart check. Heart was fine. I had the yonders all checked, all of those regions. I had all kinds of ultrasounds. I had my hormones checked. And the reality, medical profession cannot help us in their training, all the vast years of training that they have for medical. Even OBGYNs get like 1 hour of training on menopause. It's very little, and they get no training on nutrition whatsoever, none. So no matter what you ask your doctor, they mentally and physically can't help you. They can't. And that made me feel unheard as a patient. That made me feel like I couldn't get anywhere. Okay. And so last ditch effort, I hired a coach. Her name was Lisa. She's a coach that I'd hired in the past to get ready for a competition that I was doing. And she has changed her MO. I hung out with her for a few months, I got a jump start. And then ultimately the direction she was going was different than the direction I was going. And that's how I found myself to Coach T. I started working with Coach T in a professional capacity at the end of 2022. And then I started plugging into his program earlier this year. And so he is my current coach, and I will probably pay him till the end of time. And I will tell you why. Because what motivates you to invest in a fitness coach is the same thing that would motivate you to invest in a home. You want permanent change. You want something solid. You want a foundation. What motivates you to stay investing in a coach is you want to continue to stay on that path. And you want to always have somebody pouring into here and here. And that is the biggest thing that Coach T does for me is he pours into my heart, he pours into my mind, and it keeps me forward motion. It fills me up so that I can fill up other people and be a better coach. All coaches know they need a coach. Good coaches always have a coach. And that's something I have discovered through the years. So I'll probably always have a coach. And so the key benefits for me are guidance, accountability, personalized workouts, expert advice. Coach T is a professional football player formerly. He was 6'8". He was overweight himself. He had over 100 pounds to lose. And so he has his own little story and his own little journey, but he's dealt with so many different injuries because of professional football. And so he's helped me overcome shoulder injuries. He's currently helping me overcome back injuries because those are things that he knows. So his expertise, I dip into those and I use his knowledge. And you're thinking, but Donnie, you're a coach. Yes, I know. But when you're stuck inside of your body, can you even see your way out of that? If you can, great. Sometimes we need outside eyes. And if we're being quite humble and honest, that's probably true for everybody. You just have to humble yourself enough to get there, right? So how much do you spend on stuff? Ask yourself that. Do you go out to eat every day? Do you go out to eat once a week? How much do you spend on nails? How much do you spend on ventures with your family? How much do you spend on, flowers for your yard? Stuff that necessarily is not going to take your health further. Does that make sense? So you have to think small, break it down small, bite-sized meal. To have a coach, all you have to save is about $13 a day. So that's one eating out meal per day. So if you have a really bad habit of eating out, especially fast food, more than one time a week, just flip that. Take that money, put it in an envelope, put it in a savings account so that you can hire a coach. Why? Because that's going to change your life in the good way and move it forward. Where continuing to eat out, not knowing what you're eating, and continuing to invest in fast food might be the one thing that actually kills you, which is terrible, but true, right? So $13 a day is all that was standing between me and freedom. And so that's what I invest, $13 a day on myself. That's really not that much. It's really, really worth it, right? So the things that help you with a coach, the things that have helped me is you're discussing your specific goals. You're not cookie cuttered. You're not lumped into a class. You're not lumped into an app, a fitness program that's not you, doesn't have an individualized person on the other side of it. And so anytime I message coach, I get a message back. And that's true for any of my clients. Anytime they message me, I message them back. So I'm discussing their specific fitness, their specific wellness goals, and I'm setting that up with the guidance throughout the path, right? We've got a coaching call every Tuesday night with my online clients. Why? Because I want to make sure that we are always communicating, always answering questions, and always continually educating. Otherwise, what would be the point of this? Why would I even be here to serve you? So the progress that I've made with my coach, the biggest thing you have to ask yourself is, do you have a weight goal or do you have a body composition goal? I personally had a body composition goal along with a weight goal that was going to make my doctor happy. I'm currently at the weight that makes my doctor happy. So that's no longer necessarily my goal. My goal is body composition. And so I've started taking pictures of myself in bikinis and different stuff like that so that you can see the progress along the way. That's me. You don't have to wear a bikini. I mean, none of the men out there are like, please, oh, please let me don that bikini, right? But you want to have your specific progress. So whatever that is for you, that's what I track. And I try so very, very hard to meet people where they're at. It's a two-way street. And I'm getting really, really picky who I take on as clientele. This month, I have 2 openings left. That's it. And that's because I have 2 going out. So I've opened it up for 2 coming in. So starting at the end of this month and or November, right? And that's pretty much going to stay that way because I want to make sure that I'm being very particular about who I'm inviting into my community. But I also want to make sure that I'm pulling people in that want to be there, not that want a quick fix. Because if it's taken you 20 years to get where you are, or for me, it was 5 years, It's not going to be overnight. And I realize that, and I know that, but not everybody that purchases my program knows that and understands that. You do see progress fast, but not super, super fast, right? So you want to just kind of realize that your coach is going to assist you in reaching your goals, but I'm doing it in a way that's permanent. Coach T is doing it in a way that Danya is different, that she has changed, that she's not the same girl that she was when she walked into this program. She's a new woman being birthed out of this program, out of this life change, out of this transformation, right? So mental and emotional stability is a big thing that you gain when you work with a coach, because you realize discipline has to be part of your life. You just didn't necessarily know how to implement it or what that actually meant. And discipline is like one of those taboo F words almost in our society, because we attach that with a lot of hard work. It's not a lot of hard work, it's a lot of smart work. It's not a lot of time. It's a lot of changing habits so that we have more time, if that makes any sense at all. Because everything that you do on this side of health, you have more time here. Everything that you do on this side of health, you have less time here. You pick. So you can either pick a poor lifestyle and bad choices right now because you want to live it up right now, and then have a terrible quality of life or even death early. Or you can change and have some discipline in your life and have some good choices, like having a great coach, like having good nutritional choices, like exercising consistently, like eating enough food. Women don't eat enough food, so that you have longer life. And quality of life is important. I can't begin to tell you how horrible it was when I felt ill every day and not realize how sick I was, because it was just terrible for me. So my mindset, my confidence, my overall well-being changes because I have a coach. That can be you. And so I would love it if you guys would drop some comments, questions. I would love to schedule a free, literally a free consultation. I give away so much of my time free because I want to help as many people as possible. This group is free for a reason. I want to see you make progress. Even if you choose not to invest in yourself, you're at least putting some time and energy into this group and hopefully learning something about yourself. And so, like I said, I do have 2 openings for coaching that are coming up. And I've had people ask me for Coach T's information. If you prefer a man, I'd love to give you Coach T's information. I will say he's working only with men right now, though, unfortunately. Where I'm working only with women, he's working only with men. I do have some personal stuff coming up as far as like events. We do a fundraiser here at this studio every year called Gloga. It is on Monday, October 30th, and you're going to want to wear white or neon because I turn on all the black lights. We have all kinds of glow sticks. We have all kinds of fun stuff for everybody. We have a great time doing a silly Halloween yoga class, and you get a good stretch, you get a good laugh, you get filled with joy, and you actually help support financially the competition team that competes here, which is great, right? So anyway, that is October 30th. It's at 7:30 p.m. Tickets are $15 a piece, and I think I still have 8 tickets left on that. So if you're interested in that, join that. 2 openings left in my coaching program if you want to jump in it. I've got 2 appointments scheduled this week, but I would love for one of them to be you. If you've been thinking about it, why not ask? Because I mean, what's the thing standing between you and change? Say you. Say it's me. Because it can't be finances. We can figure that out. I've just taught you how. Right? Love ya. Have the best day ever.